Let me hear your first story, because there's also something else I want to complain about.
Okay, Prigozhin, that guy who led that Russian coup, was in a private jet and it crashed, and everybody on board is dead.
What?
I may want to talk about Sex in the City.
Sure.
Is this foul play?
Sex in the City, a show that hasn't been on air.
And just like that, pardon me, Your Highness.
Oh,
The new
The new iteration, which is hot off the griddle.
Yeah, this is hot off the griddle, sure.
So do we think do we think there was skullduggery involved with the plane crashing?
Yeah, it's obvious. Yeah, let's talk about Sex in the City.
No, yeah, it was shot down, but go ahead.
It was shot down.
Who cares?
You said it crashed.
What does Samantha have to say?
Do you have news about it getting shot down? Do you have actual
You said
reports?
it was crashed.
I only heard it crashed.
It's crashed, but I'm trying to sell the
quotes.
story here. Yeah,
All right.
it's
I'll
assumed
hear a
that
little of it, but if I grow weary, I may have to jump in.
We have to hear Carrie Bradshaw's thoughts on. Okay.
Well, Miranda's.
Miranda's.
Always good to hear from. All right,
okay, so a private jet belonging to Prigozhin. Remember, he was the one who led that failed mutiny in June against Putin. So he was in a plane. It crashed on its way to Moscow, and supposedly it was shot down by Russian armed defenses. They haven't announced that yet, but that's what everybody is saying at the moment, because this is breaking as we record this. But yeah, all 10 people aboard were killed. The thing is, Prigozhin was on the manifest. So they obviously they haven't found his body yet. He's presumed dead. But then there's also reports of a second plane that also belonged to him after that plane crashed, turning around and going back.
Oh.
So we don't know if he's dead or not, but it is reported that he's dead. And now conspiracy theorists are already coming out saying, well, he wants people to think he's dead.
Right.
Right.
There's a homeless man on that plane with his teeth in him.
Yeah, he's a mercenary leader. Of course you want people to think you're dead. Now you're a ghost.
Yeah, he's ghost protocol.
Samantha's back after 25-year absence.
I was always a Samantha kind of guy.
Oh, yeah.
There's video of it. There's video online of this plane crashing.
There's video of it?
Yeah, I mean, cell phone video of just like people and like just seeing a plane falling out of the sky.
Do we have that video?
We can look for it. Yeah, it's out there. I saw some. But yeah, just people,
Would Putin really take out somebody who's politically against him?
Out of character.
Yeah, here's the wreckage.
Oh, wow.
But they don't have it falling out of the sky.
Oh, there's video of it falling out of the sky.
Oh, there it is. Oh, that's a straight down kind of situation.
Yeah.
That is a sort of
Shot down.
hit by something, because planes crash on takeoff and landing. You know,
that could be an EMP. That could be
mid-flight stuff, not so much. So something.
Yeah, not immediately clear if he was on board, but he was on the manifest. And
well,
either way,
who knew it'd be 2023 and it'd be such a shit show? It was like everyone thought, I'm older than you guys, but everyone who's old like me sort of grew up thinking that all this stuff was like zits. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you get it when you're 15, but then, when you're 30, you're not going to have zits. We didn't know we'd have more zits at 30. Like, it'd be worse. Like, you kind of grow, like, you thought, like, we in this country just kind of thought we're going to grow out of it. We had perestroika with the Russians. We had Sting singing about how Russians love their children too and stuff.
That's right.
And we got Gorbachev and everything, or what's his name? The alcoholic in Russia. I don't remember. But the point is, it's like, we're just going to we're going to evolve.
Right.
We're just going to evolve. Like, there's not going to have this anymore. There's not going to be these wars, and there's not going to be
shit show.
Not going to be human trafficking. Not in 2023. That's the thing of the past. Like, we were going to, from a technological and a spiritual standpoint, we were going to leave all this behind. That was generally the thought, the 70s and the 80s. We're going to literally outgrow this shit, like your teenage daughter who went through her slutty phase or her weird goth phase or something. Like, yeah, she's 16, she's all gothed out, but she's not going to be 39 and wearing the fucking mascara to work. Like, You just go, it's a phase.
Yeah.
It's a phase. And then she's going to get older and she's going to have kids and she's going to, or she's going to want to start a family and have a career. And it was understood that we would grow out of all this. We didn't know we were going to triple down on it in the time when we're all supposed to be driving around. We're supposed to be getting around on hoverboards right now
yeah.
and
Floating.
wearing one Mylar jumpsuit. Like, and everyone wore the same, and we greeted each other with a fucked up handshake, nanu, nanu. Like, there was not going to be, the regular handshake wasn't going to exist.
Yeah,
Right.
and they're still shooting planes out of the sky.
Here we
They're
are.
still just doing all the shit.
Assassinating political opponents and North Korea, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, he was
All of
Putin's
it.
guy. They called him his chef. Mm-hmm. And yeah,
Yeah.
it's a movie now. This is an action movie.
Yeah. So sad.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, I mean, obviously more reports will come out once. But right now, all the Russian government saying is, oh yeah, everyone's dead on that plane.
Everyone's
It's just-
dead. Or the whole
That's all we're
family
getting.
just got a free pass to move to Switzerland.
All Russia does is essentially what we do on a smaller scale, which is like Russia or whomever, they go, well, we're just going to kidnap this 9-foot-tall lesbian NBA player. And someone goes, well, what did she do? And it's like, I don't know. Who cares? Don't worry about it. And then they go, all right. And they like kidnap her. And then they go, well, what do you want in return? We want the merchant of death.
Yeah.
And you go, well, that guy's a munitions dealer. He's got, his body counts like into the thousands, maybe the hundreds of thousands. And you go, we'll get him back. And then they go, all right, here's Brittany Griner, and we'll
Yeah.
take the merchant of death back. And
Hey,
then
flood TikTok and social media with all this Brittany Griner, rescue Brittany Griner
Right,
stuff.
right. And then I don't know if it's Iran. Was it Iran or Iraq? Or they took like 6 citizens.
Oh, yeah.
And we gave them like $6 billion or $9 billion like in return. And at a certain point, who's the idiot? Like you just gobble up a few people who did nothing, and then we drop off $9 billion. I was like, I'm feeling that way at the sporting goods store. Like, what am I paying full freight retail for? And that guy's got a shopping cart full of tennis sneakers. He's just walking out. Like, who's the idiot in this? With these are the ground rules.
Yeah.
And then you sit around and go, oh yeah, well that guy's in trouble. He's in a lot of trouble. It's like he's not even running. He's just walking.
Yeah.
He's loading up a car. Well, he's in trouble? Yeah. Now give me your credit card. I don't know. Like, who's the joke? Maybe we should just go full fucking rogue too. You know what I mean? Because we're the guys who are like the manager of the Dick's Sporting Goods going, that guy's in trouble. Like, well, no, he doesn't seem to be in trouble. He seems to be fine.
I feel like the day I go to steal something from a store, the
That's
security
the day
just
it ends.
Dick sands me into the ground.
That's
Just
the
to
day it
make an
ends.
example. And Joe Biden goes, that's that white supremacy we're talking about.
Yeah, maybe we're idiots. We're just paying full retail and not kidnapping journalists and stuff.
Yeah.
Like maybe we should grab a couple of Russians and go, how big were their yachts? Bring them on by. We'll put the homeless, it's like fucking homeless community in Manhattan and put on some oligarchs' yachts.
That'd be great.
And then we'll let them go. You know, this is turnabout.
Yeah. Well,
It's fair play. Like we're the fucking one sober neighbor on the crack cul-de-sac, and we're just trying to play nice with all the neighbors, and they're just fucking our shit up.
yeah, they have no rules and we have all of them. So, but we have also like a bad negotiator. So that's what's Joe Biden. He wants to give money to, Iran anyways. So this is just a great excuse to do it.
Yeah, how much money did he give for like 6 citizens or whatever?
Because
And
Obama
then
did it the first time.
Right.
And this is the second time. So it's the Obama playbook, man.
cash, middle of the night.
Middle of the night.
Yeah, maybe
Pallets.
this is Obama. And then you got to feel sorry. $6 billion to Iran.
And any prisoners as well? Did they get anybody? Any humans as well?
Biden reaches $6 billion deal to free Americans in exchange for jailed Iranians. So, yes, we did get some people back. I'll find out who they are.
It looks like it was 5, not 6, though.
5 billion or 5 people?
Oh, 5 people.
Oh, 5 people. Over $1 billion a person.
Oh.
Man, I'd like to be one of those people.
Could get a
Because
price
I would
break.
no longer, like, I'd come home and it'd be good for the first couple of nights with the yellow ribbon around the old oak tree and stuff. And then at some point, the wife would go, "Isn't it your job to clean up the dog shit in the backyard?" And I go, "You talking to Mr. Billy?
Billy over here.
Yeah,
Do you know my value?
You understand?" Remember Steve Austin? Yeah. $6 million man? Big fucking whoop. You think the $1 billion man's going to scoop up dog shit? I got more important things to do, like watch Sports Center.
And read the back of sunflower oil.
That's right. I got to read ingredients. Yeah. All right. Well, there you go.
The Americans we got were unjustly detained on spying charges.
That's my whole point. Why don't we just collect, let's just collect. Let's just grab any Mexican and go, they're spying on the United States. Now, we want this from Mexico, or we're not going to give them back.
Finish our wall.
Although Mexico wouldn't, they'd leave them. But I just mean, aren't we fools for playing by the rules at some point?
Yes.
On an international world stage.
Oh, we're a joke to them now.
Right.
Yeah,
and then we're just like, Ukraine, here's $200 billion for you can just, with the war effort and all.
You brought up the border wall. Did you know that the surplus material, well, I wouldn't call it surplus, but the material that is being stored at an incredible cost, to being stored and not being used to build, is now being sold in a fire sale.
Yeah.
They're selling it at like 5% of the cost.
Yep.
Get rid of it, getting rid of all of it, so that if they do lose, and we do need to build a border wall, we got to buy it all over again.
Well, walls don't work. I love the fact. Look, if walls
don't work,
we wouldn't have gates. We wouldn't. Gates wouldn't have been invented if walls did. We'd go, why do you need a gate? Let's just walk right through this fence.
Right now, through the Arizona border, they have the gates welded open for an antelope, so an antelope can get back and forth. But if walls don't work, why are we doing it?
Well, here would be my argument. The exact same people who would say walls don't work would want you arrested if you didn't have a regulation 42-inch fence around your swimming pool in Santa Monica. You would be fucking
brilliant.
You would be arrested
and
if
now
you
it's
did not put
double. You know, it's a double gate now
around the pool.
Yeah, they want the first one and then the second one.
Right. So I would say to the Santa Monica City Council, hey, bitch, if they don't work, then why can't I get my certificate of completion on the home I built without a wall around the pool?
Yep.
So maybe they do work.
You know what doesn't work, really? Masks.
Oh, that's a good point. But a scuba mask in the pool.
Ooh.
Sorry.
They show one guy going over the fence and go, see, it didn't work. But that's not the point. Yeah, one or two guys can get over, but the amount of friction, you're not getting a million coming every month. So
yeah,
they use that as their excuse. Oh, that guy just went over, told you, didn't work.
Well, the other thing I always say is if Canada wanted to build a wall, I wouldn't be outraged by it. I'd just go, it's their country. They'll do whatever the fuck they want. And by the way, build a wall and then go through the checkpoints legally. Like it's all an insane argument. But yes, the fact that we tried and then we stopped and it's all insane. Sorry, where were we?
All right. You want to do another one, or are we going Sex in the City? Okay. So, Britney Spears. I mean, you watch TMZ, so you've been seeing what's going on with her. She's filing for divorce with her husband Sam Asghari, who is Persian.
And I'm. I didn't tell you. I'm
I
Persian.
forgot you're Persian.
Yeah, so I'm half, but my dad's Iranian, and so Sam is kind of a disgrace to us.
Is he?
Yes. First of all, he married her. And Iranian's supposed to make it on your own. Get your own Mercedes. You want
a disgrace.
That's right.
If she was a dog or a cat, would we suggest putting her down at this point? Would we say
out of control?
She's really
she needs that conservatorship back.
That's what even TMZ has taken a stance, right?
I know.
They're going like this was a bad idea to take away her conservatorship. Everyone was pulling for the Free Britney movement,
right?
And now we're seeing her, and she is unhinged.
What is historically, what's going to look worse? Free Britney or defund the police? Like, if there's going to be it's the same people holding on the back of Free Britney. It says defund the police. Like, how much wronger could you people get about a subject?
Yeah, if Britney was an isolated incident and the free whatever, they're trying to free prisoners, and that's just the macro. So it's just both of them are horrible ideas. It's time
at least the Free Britney ends in our entertainment.
To a degree.
Right. Defund the police does not.
True.
Yeah, she's definitely going through something.
Yeah, she had a bunch of guys over saying she's hanging out with my fave guys. Like she's doing that thing like when you have a breakup,
She had one of the guys like
messages.
licking her leg and stuff.
And by the way, TMZ always says she's hanging out with their manager, Kate Hudson. That's confusing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs to change his name.
Put a middle initial in there.
Yeah, thank you. Kate B. Hudson.
Yes.
And now she just put out an Instagram video. She deleted it, but it's her making an omelet.
Oh.
And she's just like, yeah, taking a break from all this divorce stuff. I'm gonna make an omelet. And she's put you guys play it on mute here, but she it's about 90 seconds long. She's cutting some bell peppers.
Using safflower oil?
And she
that's
does that fast. I don't know how she does it. You know, like when it's sped up film, and it makes her look even more kind of like a psycho Charlie Chaplin.
People are already commenting she didn't de-seed the bell peppers. So she's going seeded bell peppers. She doesn't pre-scramble the egg. She goes egg straight into the pan. I mean,
That's a weird omelet.
Not an omelet.
not an omelet. And then if you guys go to the very end of it, she puts it out. It's a scramble.
That's
the
a scramble.
thing's a frickin' scramble.
Putting tomatoes in there. All right. The thing I wanted to say that I forgot about that I was trying to work back into, but I'll weave it into Britney Spears, which is how come there's nobody who can just go, hey, I know you're nuts, but you're sending this thing out to the world, and the conservatorship and TMZ, and you don't have to film yourself doing crazy shit. You can still do the crazy shit. Just like
Upload it.
I like watching you porn. Fine. I don't film myself beating off. There's many things we do that are just done. I pick my nose when I drive, but I don't grab a TikTok video. I'm like, Brittany, do all the crazy shit. And what I was saying, leading back or going backwards to Biden, which is when he, whoever, Obama or whoever's pulling the strings and sort of telling him what all his policy is, can't that same person go, when you go out on stage in Maui, don't tell the kitchen fire story. Don't tell it. They're not going to like it. It'll be in poor taste. And Fox News is going to get hold of it. And they're going to make a bunch of light of it. And when you show up at the anniversary of Benghazi, don't talk about your son
That's a good
dying because
advisor right
everybody already knows that he died in Delaware, that he didn't die in Crete. Like, just stay away from these stories.
Just stay motivational. Look at the future.
You've told them all before, and then they all got debunked. So
They probably told him that old habits die hard with this guy.
Don't do that again. Just remember, these people are grieving. Don't tell. Just don't tell the story about your vet and your
just
kitchen
look
fire.
Look awake while you're sitting there.
Look awake. Like, don't check your watch when the bodies are being unloaded from the C-130. Like, just here's a couple of beats. Is he not?
They can't do it.
Can't do it.
He can't do it. And
can't do it. His wife can't tell him, don't tell the kitchen fire story. We're in a fire zone. Like, they're a 5-hour flight. Can she say, just, I know you love the kitchen fire story. Don't do it.
Or is it a thing where they told him don't tell the story? Like, don't think of a purple elephant. Don't think of a purple elephant. Now we have to think about it.
This is my no mayo means extra mayo world, Dick. You brought it up.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
But who dodged the biggest bullet in entertainment history is probably Justin Timberlake.
What did he do?
Well,
with
Britney
Britney
and
Spears
him were
thing.
an item for a couple of years, and he just took a left, and he's probably looking at this going, I'm a genius.
Yeah.
Yeah, he saw it. He saw it. He was early money on it. But anyway, TMZ reports that her entire support system, including her family, have been away in the past few months. All she has left really is her manager, Cade Hudson, and lawyer.
Cade Hudson.
Cade. Yeah, C-A-D-E. That's why it's confusing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they should tell her things.
They should give her like a dummy phone that she thinks she's uploading, and it's not going
Oh, right.
Maybe she
Cardboard.
should actually get Kate Hudson.
Maybe Kate would
Maybe
be a
things would be
better
better.
Get
advisor or
involved. Yeah,
lawyer.
She's cool.
Yeah. Well, there's people that if something tragic happens to them or they never create art again, I miss. But I'll be good. Here, artistically, as a consumer of her art, she may have
And there's a picture on her Instagram.
ushered in the shit music second go round, like lap 2 of like shit music in my
Which
mind.
song?
Whatever her earliest.
Ooh, baby, baby.
Not that one.
The weird voicey.
That's a hit song.
That. Well,
But she has that vocal fry.
yes, yes. There was a 2.0 of the whatever that Jimmy Jam, Minnesota.
Yeah,
Is it-
Minnesota sound, the
That late 80s, early. It's always
New Jack Swing kind of.
It's yes. It's Paul Abdul and Janet Jackson.
Yeah.
That's the worst. It's just the worst. It's
By the
just-
way, Britney Spears announced her divorce while dancing to a Janet Jackson song. on Instagram.
Right.
Yeah.
So they did that shit in the early 90s, and it's just horrible music. But it's not just me. That never gets played anymore because it's horrible. And then she kind of started a 2.0 version of that, I think, in 2000 or whenever she hit the
Yeah, it's about
scene.
2000. Yeah.
Back to what K-von was saying earlier about Ronnie and supposed to get your own. What she is obviously mentally disturbed, a very damaged individual.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of dude goes in there and
So they're
And
calling
does
him
that.
instead of Sam.
Every dude I went to high school with.
Yeah.
Are you
Ew.
kidding me?
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Good
he's
for him.
and he's trying to sue her now for more money after they already signed the prenup. But instead of Sam Asghari, they're calling him Scam Asghari.
Well, it's like Adam. If you ask a group full of adult males who wants to go on this camping trip with third grade boys, the one who raises his hand is the one not to go.
Yeah.
That's how Britney should have done this. Do you want to marry me? Yes, you can't.
No.
So you wouldn't have married Britney Spears had you been in his position?
I know, no, I wouldn't. That actually seems like that seems like hell, torture.
Well, what if someone
that's a
said,
handful, man.
You just do it, stick around for 14 months, and then get a nice payday.
It's not going to be a California no-fault divorce. She lives in Henderson, Nevada. They got different laws out
6
there, don't
years,
they? There's got
How long?
They were together for 6 years.
Yeah, but
Okay.
they're married for like 14
there
years.
was a vicious prenup. There's no way he's getting some.
There's a prenup, but the prenup, it's like Kevin Costner has a prenup. He doesn't go, if we get divorced, I get everything and you get a Toyota Yaris and I'll get you a one bedroom in Valley Village. The prenup is I get to keep $286 million and you get $15 million or something. You don't get the shoes you walked in with. Like you get shit. You just you get
I've done a lot worse for a lot less. So
that's
maybe I
what
would.
I'm not. I don't know. I'm not a family law lawyer, but although I'm beginning to become one, really. But if you really think about it, if somebody said, I want a prenup and I get 100% of my shit and you get 0% of anything, then your lawyer who's advising you on the prenup goes, well, because usually the person who wants the prenup, Kevin Costner, he can go from $280 million to $260 million. He doesn't want to go to half.
Right.
Sure.
Right. So he'll go, I'll keep 260, you get 20 million bucks. So the prenup doesn't mean you get nothing. It just means you get to live like the 1%er, but you don't get to live like the 1/10 percenter.
Yeah, it's still a version of a compromise.
Yeah.
And does he also get half the royalties she made that full year they were together? Stuff like that. So there's probably like 1 year payout too.
But I like that there's shame brought to him through your culture.
And he doesn't really look like the straightest man on the block anyway. He looks like he was kind of a beard to begin with. And there's a lot of pictures of him floating around with his perfect abs holding his buddies.
model.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's I wonder if that was a sham altogether.
Oh, sham.
Sham Asghari.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was.
he's a
I
little
still
too cute.
believe in love.
Yep.
Sorry.
All
Got
right,
another
we'll see
story?
what happens with Britney. Yeah, I mean, you guys talked about Bud Light earlier. Well, Kid Rock was just recently photographed
Right.
drinking Bud Light. Now, it seemed like he was the leader of the Bud Light boycott after he
took his machine gun.
Yeah, he took his rifle and just shot up with those cans of Bud Light. But now he's at a concert recently in Nashville and, holding the Bud Light.
Where is
Looks
he?
like he's at his own club.
No, it's a concert for a Colt Ford show, and then at his club. So CNN reported just a month or so after the shooting up of the Bud Light cans, his club was still selling Bud Light in Nashville.
Yeah. This does look like he's at his club, just because there's a kind of a terrace kind of
terrace. Looking down
balcony,
upon
and
everybody.
there's a
But there may be
rooftop,
more than one
It's got a
of those
3-story
designs.
Yeah, they're ubiquitous on Broadway. Yeah.
So anyway, who cares? But is this at his club? Because if it's at his club, it's different than him being somewhere, because you could be a Coke guy all the way around, but if you show up to a place that just have Pepsi, you might just take the Pepsi
Take one.
if that's what
Exactly.
they have. So that's the part of the
Venues have
story.
contracts with alcohol distributors.
Right. So if he went to a place
It
that
was at Nashville Skydeck.
Okay.
if all Nashville Skydeck has in the light beer department is Bud, then he gets a pass. But if he pulled it out of his fanny pack, then no. But also, you can also kind of, I mean, we get into this stuff a lot, but like, you can be an advocate for public schools and send your kid to a private school, and I won't scream and go, aha. It's just like, you have enough money. That's what you do. Now, so I don't really care, but it does make a difference whether they have it at his place or not.
Well, I was at Walgreens and they were selling Bud Light 50% off. And,
Really?
But you had to mail in a rebate coupon with your email address and phone number. So I was thinking, is Bud Light trying to find the last of their remaining subscribers and then kind
Yeah,
of
just
market
really hook 'em
direct,
in.
start
Yeah.
over again? So maybe someone just handed this to him, but or maybe he doesn't care anymore. But it's not going to change it. He would have to drink a lot of Bud Light to make up for it not being in Costco anymore. It's not in some of the major retailers.
And people are saying, like, look, he didn't specifically mention Dylan Mulvaney in this video or call for a boycott. So maybe, yeah, someone handed him Bud Light and he's just over it. Like, or
Rock and roll.
And maybe
He
he's
did.
trolling,
could be.
or maybe he doesn't.
Because it had to have crossed his mind, right? This is definitely something you think about.
Well, I mean, isn't it? How different is this? How different is this than Al Gore flying private? And it's all he talks about is the fucking environment, and then he flies private all the time. Or John Kerry, or someone like that. Like, you can say, like, if you said to John Kerry, "Hey, fucking flying private," he'd go, "Yeah, I am," but I'm not creating global warming through this. I'm doing my job, and this is bad.
Right.
Or you need to
This
fix
is
this.
different.
Like, is it? But is it in that he can still go, fuck Bud Light, but one Bud Light's not going to affect their sales. They're still heading into the
I mean,
tank.
Jimmy Kimmel would do it with Pepsi and Coke very easily, right? This is different. If someone hands him a Bud Light, he could just say, "No, do you have anything else?" And then just drink that.
Oh, no, Jimmy, you're combining two stories. Jimmy Kimmel spit Coke in my face. That's probably what you're thinking about, because he thought that. But what's in your head is two stories.
Oh, okay.
You didn't know you had room in there for two?
I barely have room for one, so
You do. Jimmy Kimmel not only spit Coke in my face when he thought he was drinking. Oh, he spit Pepsi in my face after thinking he was drinking a Coke, and had
He
to
reacted
eject it.
that way.
He had to. It couldn't cross his palate.
Wow.
Didn't know what to do with it, so he spat at my face. But what you're taking is that story and combining it of when he did the Miller Lite commercial, and we were golfing, and they tried to hand him like all the golf. Remember the hot chick in the booze cart?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That showed up?
cart girls, sure.
And all she had was Bud Light, and in his contract they said for the next year, whatever, it's Miller Lite, and all she had on the booze cart was Bud Light or Coors Light or like whatever it was. And I was like, "Yeah, I'll take a Bud Light." And Jimmy's like, "Yeah, I can't," And I was like, "We're on the 16th hole of some golf course, like with nowhere. Like, you think they have a drone?"
They got a guy with a telephoto
and
lens
he
there.
was just like, "I got a contract. It says no,
Wow.
and I'm not doing it." And I'm like, "All right, well, I have two."
nice.
But I was like, I get it. You can't be photographed. You can't be in a crowded, but there's nobody here.
Yep.
And I think that was in Maui, by the way. And he wouldn't do it. So those are the two. Those are the sort of
Okay.
the beer versus the Coke. And
But
Great.
either way, I'm saying it's different than Al Gore saying I I don't want to fly private, or when he flies private, because this is easy for you to just switch around. Like it's just, and you're not suffering when you're not losing a ton of comfort while you're waiting for the other beer.
Yeah, I get it, but you could drink a Bud Light and still be cheering for them to go under is kind of what I'm saying. And this place does serve Miller Lite. We've just found out. So there you go.
Well, he did his damage already. He
really
openly
did.
shot the cans, went viral, dropped from Costco, dropped from major stores. And even though he's selling it at his bar, he said that it wasn't selling.
Well, and he didn't do the damage. The damage was self-inflicted.
True.
Yeah.
Nobody
True.
said, I'm going to do this because Kid Rock shot him up."
No. We don't make our drinking preference over Kid Rock's.
Yeah, he was a catalyst, but
Yeah. He was a fun addition to it all.